Hello everyone. Today we will be talking about Bode plots. In 1930, Hendrik Bode started with drawing a frequency response of a system in magnitude and phase as following. Magnitude, with respect to frequency, and phase with respect to frequency. In this case, we wanted to capture a wide range of frequency. Therefore, the frequency has steps of in power of tens, like 10 to the power minus 1, 10 to the power 0, 10 to the power 1, 10 to the power 2, and so on. So we'll write similar for a phase. While they were working in Bell Labs, they had one unit for plotting magnitude in log domain. So in Bell Lab, they were using unit called Bell, which is a log operation on a power ratio. The unit used in Bode plot is dB. dB means decibel, while deci stand for 1/10. So it is 1/10 of Bell. Whenever we want to convert the ratio of power in dB, we will always apply 10 log of power ratio. While dealing with electrical signals, we always look at a voltage gain, current gain, while power has a relation with current and voltage as shown here. Like power is proportional to square of a current and a square of a voltage. It means that if we have a system H of S which has a transfer function V out of S by V in of S, and we want to convert this H in dB, we will apply 10 log of V naught by V in, which is voltage ratio, but square of it. The two term will come here, and this can be rewritten as 20 log of voltage gain, which is H. It means that whenever we are looking at a magnitude, we will always apply 20 log. Let's look at phase. H of S, when S is replaced with j omega, is a complex function which can have some real part, say R, and imaginary part, say I. In complex plane, this can be shown as, this is real axis, this is imaginary axis, R distance apart on x axis and I distance apart on y axis. So somewhere here. The angle with positive real axis theta, or in this case angle of H, is, now tan theta is I by R. It means that theta will be tan inverse of imaginary part by real part. So the phase of a system can be calculated by just taking tan inverse of imaginary by real. Now let's look at some examples which will give us insight up into magnitude and phase plots. The first example is h of s is equal to some constant k. It is independent of s, meaning when we substitute s with j omega, it is independent of frequency. So in magnitude plot, h of j omega magnitude will be 20 log operation on magnitude, that is k. The magnitude plot will look like some constant throughout a range of frequency with 20 log of k. And the phase plot we can use tan inverse formula, imaginary by real. Tan inverse of 0 by k, that is tan inverse of 0 is 0 degree. It will stay at 0 degree irrespective of frequency. It means that if we have h of s with constant k, we apply some input v of s, we look at the output vo of s, irrespective of frequency, in this case it is in power of tens, the shift in amplitude is provided by 20 log k dB, and shift in phase is 0 degree, means the system adds no phase. Writing these two insights for h of s when h of s is k. In magnitude, it shifts gain by 20 log of k, and it adds no phase. Now let's look at h of s which is dependent on s. So if h of s is equal to s, it means that in s plane, if we look at real axis and imaginary axis, and when we put s is equal to 0, h of s goes to 0. The value of s at which h of s goes to 0 called a zero of a system. So there is a 0 at s is equal to 0, but in s plane, s is equal to 0 corresponds to the origin. Hence we can say that there is a 0 at s is equal to 0, or we can also say there is a 0 at origin. Now if there is a 0 at origin, the magnitude will be 20 log of mod of j omega is omega. So always before coming to magnitude plots, we will substitute s by j omega. And we will look at magnitude, that is 20 log of omega. Now let's substitute values one by one. If we write omega equal to 10 to the power 0, that is omega is 1. 20 log of 1 is 0 dB. Now put 10 to the power 1 here. 20 log of 10 with a base 10 will be 20. 20 log of 10 to the power 2 will come here, so it will give something like 40. And if we connect these all dots, 20 dB and this is at 40 dB, it means that in every decade there is increase in magnitude by 20 dB. Hence the slope of this curve is 20 dB per decade. Now let's look at phase plot. For h of j omega being j omega, the tan inverse of imaginary by real, that is omega by 0, will give us value 90 degree. We can also draw complex plane and verify that j omega lies somewhere here on j omega axis, imaginary axis, which is making angle of positive 90 degree with real axis. It means that irrespective of frequencies, the phase added by a system is 90 degree. Now write these two insights. When h of s is s, it increases gain of a system with a frequency with a slope of 20 dB per decade change in the frequency. So it has a slope 20 dB per decade. And in phase plot, it adds phase of 90 degree. Now let's look at when system is 1 by s. It means that there is a pole at s is equal to 0 or origin. A system goes to infinity for s is equal to 0. It means that the system has a pole at s is equal to 0 or a system has pole at origin. Now let's look at magnitude plot. The 20 log operation on h of j omega being 1 by j omega will be 20 log of omega. Now look at what happens to magnitude plot. When we substitute 10 to the power 0, it is 1. 20 log of 1 is 0 dB. When we substitute 10 to the power 1, it will give 10 to the power minus 1. Minus 1 comes outside and it gives minus 20 dB. And when it is 10 to the power 2, it will convert to minus 40 dB. So this is minus 20 and this is somewhere minus 40. It means that a pole at origin degrades gain with a slope of minus 20 dB per decade change in the frequency. Now let's look at what happens to phase. We'll draw a complex plane with real axis and imaginary axis, and we'll see where this 1 by j omega fits. 1 by j omega can be rewritten as minus j by omega. It means that this is lying on negative of imaginary axis, which is making minus 90 degree angle with real axis, irrespective of what is the magnitude of omega. That's why this adds a phase of minus 90 degree. We will write these two insights about 1 by s. The first is slope is minus 20 dB per decade and phase is minus 90 degree. Now let's start with basic RC circuit. The transfer function of this RC circuit is 1 by 1 plus SRC. Now, if we equate denominator to 0, we will get a pole location, and that is minus 1 by RC. It means that it has a pole at 1 by RC. Now, for our simplicity of drawing Bode plot, we will put some number for 1 by RC. Let's take that number to be 10. We will rewrite this as h of s is equal to 1 upon 1 plus s by 10. Now, Bode plot is about asymptotic approximations. So, we will go with how this approximation is calculated. For that, we need to have three calculations. One, when frequency is at much smaller than pole frequency, when we are at pole frequency, and when it is at much higher than pole frequency. The first step in Bode plot is substitute s with j omega. In this case, h of j omega will look like 1 upon 1 plus j omega by 10. When omega is much smaller than 10, this approximates to h of j omega equal to 1. When omega is at 10, h of j omega becomes 1 upon 1 plus j. And when omega is much greater than 10, the second term dominates and h of j omega will become 10 by j omega. Now we will use these three insights learned in these three steps. We know that h of j omega is a constant. We'll use a knowledge learned in what happens to Bode plot when it comes to constant. So magnitude is 20 log of constant, which is 1 here, 0 dB, and no phase added, meaning phase is 0 degree. Now when omega is at 10, like pole frequency, the magnitude is 20 log of 1 by root 2. It will come out near minus 3 dB. Our first approximation for drawing asymptotes is this is near 0 dB. Compared to, if we look at in one decade, the pole drops again by 20 dB. In 2 decades it drops by 40 dB. So comparatively minus 3 dB is near 0 dB. Now let's look at phase. We can use tan inverse formula and we can check that the phase of h of j omega for 1 by 1 plus j omega is minus 45 degree. And now we can take a knowledge of pole from here and we can say that magnitude has slope of minus 20 dB per decade and phase of minus 90 degree. Now with this understanding, we will draw magnitude and phase Bode plot. We will write frequencies near pole frequency. Ten to the power 1, 10 to the power 0 and 10 to the power 2. At frequencies which are much smaller than 10, the magnitude is 0 dB. We are saying magnitude does not change unless we reach a pole frequency. It stays near 0 dB. That's our first approximation for this asymptote. Now, if once we cross pole frequency, it degrades by a slope of minus 20 dB per decade. In actual plot, it looks something like this. But it exactly matches when it goes at much higher frequencies and at lower frequencies. And this difference is small, that is minus 3 dB. The slope we got is minus 20 dB in 1 decade. Now let's look at a phase plot. we'll write frequencies near pole frequency, that is 10 to the power 1, 10 to the power 0 and 10 to the power 2. When we are at frequency which is much lesser than 10, the phase is 0 degree. And when the frequency is much higher than 10, it is at minus 90 degree. Now our next assumption is the phase stays at 0 degree till the frequency which is 10 times smaller than the pole frequency, and phase stays at minus 90 degree for a pole, for a frequency which is 10 times larger than pole frequency. Now look at a phase when we are at a pole location, that is minus 45 degree. If we join these three dots, we can say that this phase has dropped by 90 degree in 2 decades, meaning this has a slope of minus 45 degree per decade. In reality, if we draw tan inverse of theta using actual transfer function, it will have a curve something like this. But for hand analysis, we can quickly tell that it stays near 0 degree, it drops with a 45 degree per decade, and then it stays at 90 degree when it reaches 10 times higher frequency than the pole frequency. The two insight we got from here is, in magnitude plot, the pole adds a slope of minus 20 dB per decade at its frequency, and it gives phase shift of minus 90 degree at higher frequencies, while the slope of degradation near pole frequency is minus 45 degree per decade. Now look at a transfer function which has a 0 at certain frequency. Let h of s is equal to s by 10 to the power 3. The first step that we do is we replace s by j omega. H of j omega will become 1 plus j omega by 10 to the power 3. Now again we will do three assumptions. One is, when omega is much smaller than a 0 frequency, when omega is at a 0 frequency, and omega is much higher than 0 frequency. When omega is much smaller than 10 to the power 3, this term is negligible. H of j omega becomes 1. 20 log of 1 is 0 dB, and phase, for a constant there is no phase added, so it is 0 degree. At a 0 frequency, this term becomes 1 plus j. Magnitude of it will be 20 log of square root of 2, and that will be plus 3 dB, which again can be said as near 0 dB for our quick analysis. Phase in this case will be tan inverse of 1 by 1, that is tan inverse of 1, which is 45 degree. In this case, h of j omega will be j omega by 10 to the power of 3, because at higher frequencies now second term is dominating and we are seeing h of j omega as j omega to the power j omega divided by 10 to the power 3. Magnitude of it will be 20 log of omega by 10 to the power 3. We know that it is same as having s term, meaning this will have slope of 20 dB per decade. And phase, it is 90 degree. You can also write tan inverse of imaginary by real and check that the phase will come out to be 90 degree. Now taking these three calculations further and drawing magnitude and phase plot in the similar fashion, for h of s is equal to 1 plus s by 10 to the power 3. The magnitude plot with frequencies near 10 to the power 3 will have magnitude of 0 dB at low frequencies, zero dB till we reaches the 0 frequencies. It stays at 0 dB, and beyond 0 frequencies it shows increment in the magnitude plot with a slope of plus 20 dB per decade. Now let's look at a phase plot. We will write a frequencies which is near the 0 frequency. At low frequencies it stays at 0 degree, and we are saying that at a frequency which is 10 times smaller it still stays at 0 degree. At higher frequencies which are 10 times larger than 10 to the power 3, it stays at 90 degree. And if we join these dots with center at 45 degree, it matches with our calculation that at 0 frequency the phase added is 45 degree. It tells that in 1 decade it has changed by 45 degree when it is around 0 frequency. The slope will be 45 degree per decade. With this understanding, now we can go ahead with how to combine different transfer function to get a Bode plot for a system which is having poles, zeros and DC term which is constant. Now let's look at how we combine plots. Let's say there is a system which is combination of h1 of s and h2 of s. For magnitude plot, the first step we do is we replace s by j omega. And then we use a 20 log operation. we know that log of a into b is log a plus log b. Using that property, we can write it as 20 log of h1 of j omega plus 20 log of h2 of j omega. It means that the magnitude plots of a different transfer function can be added if those transfer functions are multiplied together. Meaning, if we have a h of s with h1 of s as 1 by 1 plus s by 10 and h2 of s as 1 plus s divided by 10 to the power 3, then addition of these two magnitude plots will result to the magnitude plot for h of s. In our previous discussion, we drawn a frequency in the order of 10 to the power 0, 1, 2. The unit of these frequencies is radian per second because it is an angular frequency. So I'll write it on every plot. Now let's look at what happens to phase plot. The h of j omega is a complex function. Therefore, h1 of j omega can be written as k1 amplitude with the angle alpha, which is k1 e to the power j alpha. Similarly, h2 of j omega with amplitude k2 and angle beta can be written as k2 e to the power j beta. When we multiply both of the terms, the h of j omega will result into k1 times k2 times e to the power j alpha into a to the power j beta. We can rewrite that as e to the power j alpha plus beta. It means the resultant h of j omega has k1 into k2 as amplitude and angle as alpha plus beta. It means phase of h of j omega will be just addition of two phases. This tells us that the phase of a h1 of s and phase of h2 of s addition will give the final phase for h of s. With this understanding, let's start with one example. We will take a system which has a constant term and two poles. H of s is equal to, let's say the constant term is 10. The first pole is at 10 and the second pole is at 10 to the power 3. Remember, at very low frequencies, meaning when omega is 0 meaning it is 10 to the power minus infinity. It means that when angular frequency is 0, we can say that it is a DC term. Let's draw magnitude plot with our understanding. The frequency is radian per second. We'll write the frequencies which are of our interest. 10 to the power 0, 10 to the power 1, 2, 3 and 10 to the power 4. We know that the poles will not have any magnitude, like it will have magnitude of 0 dB when we go towards DC, meaning omega equal to 0. But the constant term will have a shift in a gain which is 20 log of k, meaning in this case it is 20 log of 10 which is 20 dB. This will stay constant unless we reach the first pole frequency, that is 10 to the power 1. After coming to the first pole, the slope from 0 dB per decade will now change to minus 20 dB per decade. Therefore, at this pole location, the slope will change to minus 20 dB per decade. If there is no second pole, it would have continued to have a same slope of minus 20 dB per decade. But as we reach the second pole frequency, the second pole will contribute to further degradation in magnitude. Therefore, the new slope will be minus 40 dB per decade. From this graph, we can say that this system H of S is giving a good gain for low frequencies and it is giving an attenuation at a higher frequency. Therefore, we can call this system as low pass filter, which is passing low frequency signals. Now let's look at a phase plot. We know that phases of individual terms will add together. Let's look at what happens with constant term. The constant terms adds no phase. Now the first pole. Pole's effect will start at a frequency which is 10 times smaller than it, meaning if we write a frequency omega which is in radian per second, initially there is no impact on phase when the frequency is 10 times smaller, meaning till we reach 10 to the power 0, the phase was 0 degree. Now, from the frequency that is 10 to the power 0 to 10 to the power 2, it will start degrading with a constant slope of minus 45 degree per decade. So, in 2 decades, it will change by 90 degree. If there is no other pole, it would have stayed at minus 90 degree. But the second pole is at 10 to the power 3, meaning it should degrade the phase further with a slope of minus 45 degree per decade at a frequency which is omega equal to 10 to the power 2. It means that instead of this curve staying at minus 90 degree, it will further degrade by a same slope of minus 45 degree per decade, and when it reaches 10 to the power 4, it will stay at minus 180 degree. So the slope is minus 45 degree per decade. If we know that these 5 points then we can construct any complex h of s, and we can split into the known facts and we can combine them just by addition of magnitudes and addition of phase.